house today. Ladies, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing amazing.
I'm Mariah Falabi Brown. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And a special welcome again to our audience. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
We have a news mention. TAMS presents the rebranded Nigeria's Employee of the Year Award, NEYA, that's N-E-Y-A, in celebration of most productive and punctual employees in Nigeria. The award is designed to promote accountability of time and resources in Nigeria's workplaces with the intended outcome of advancing a culture of timeliness, resourcefulness, and productivity. So if you come early to work, TAMS actually, you can actually be a recipient of our TAMS award.
Excuse me, every time I come early to your view. I get here first.
Me too. I'm the next.
Yeah. I come late, I can tell you that. Right. But I mean, so the awards are ongoing, and I think they have some winners, and we're going to be celebrating with them.
And they are going to Dubai.
They're going to Dubai, yes. That's actually the gift.
They have companies that are into, that are registered partners with TAMS, and I think TVC is one of them. But what they do is to increase productivity and rewarding productive staff, and I think that it is a very, very good thing. So we're going
so this year, the recipients are going to Dubai, all expense paid trips,
yes.
And they're going to have a fantastic time.
I think it's also good.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll run through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to start with Vanguard today. War over National Assembly leadership as Ndume PDP blast Oshomole. Police most corrupt institution in Nigeria. Says Serap. Presidential poll. Tribunal begins hearing on Atiku's petition against Buhari today. Zamfara. INEC withholds with certificates of return to governor and elected lawmakers. Rivers, you fell for stomach infrastructure. APC tells Bomba, yeah. Osun Tribunal verdict. APC, PDP trade words over alleged plots to blackmail judiciary. Everything is APC, PDP. Is there any other story you don't want to take?
Just the Serap.
Serap. Yes, go ahead.
So that's the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project. They had a 10-paper revealing that police is the most corrupt institution in the country, and that for every 100 transaction, every 100 interaction with the police, about 54 is bribe paid. So they have other institutions that follow the police. That's the judiciary, education, and the health sector.
The power sector.
The power sector.
First, before the judiciary.
The power sector, judiciary, education, and health. And
the
police is ranking the highest. And so this has opened our eyes to see the administration that is fighting corruption should know where to start from, since the police is ranking the highest.
I think I just need to know where the power sector collect bribe from. What do they do that they collect?
Do you know?
If they come and cut your power supply, the people bribe to remain connected when they haven't paid. People steal power and pay behind the scenes.
I can say for a fact, my own experience, there was no bribe. They didn't collect my own bribe. They wanted to say Organa. I said, Madam, office.
Go to the office.
They directed me to the office. And I went to the office and I paid 90,000 naira.
For some people, they
for
collect.
the bypassing at the time. I was supposed to pay much more than that. But because of your view and everything, they said, okay, madam, just pay 90K. So I think it has changed. And I think also the police, they're trying to change.
Because we have a
perception.
This is
a report that was
Serap. It's not Serap. It's not our Serap.
However,
it's our Serap that is doing this report.
But it's even at that. I think that most of the time we tend to just sweep this in under the carpet. The organizations shouldn't just come out and say, the police shouldn't come out and say that, no, we're not corrupt. They should investigate on what are the reasons they did.
But just say that we know that they're also trying to make it better. Moving on to The Nation. Buhari APC chiefs endorse Lawan for Senate president. 2 hospitalized as fire ravages Lagos community. 6 Yahoo boys held in Ibadan. And Rivers PDP AAC row over the alleged 3 billion naira offer. Ajimobi to Makinde, stop your bitterness. I'm not sure exactly that's how he said it, but anyway.
The fire incident.
Let's
that
take
happened in Orile Agege. 2 people were injured, a young woman and a boy. It happened as a result of a power surge, and then it entered into the buildings and all the rooms caught fire. According to residents in the area, they said they called the fire service and they told them they didn't have water, they did not respond.
They could have come earlier.
And they were not able to.
There's another story in The Nation. The Kogi State Magistrate and Deputy Chief Registrar, Mr. Zachary Agui, passed on, and his colleagues are saying that they understand that death is inevitable, but this particular one would have been, helped or prolonged before it happened. He said he had prostate cancer, and after a while, it cost a lot of money. But then the judiciary itself had been grounded financially. They haven't been paid salaries for months and months and months.
Right.
And this
So he couldn't
process
pay his
cost
bill.
400 to 500, so he could not pay his bill. So they're really sad that this is one of the best minds in the judiciary and
Right.
in Kogi State, and he
Yeah.
just
died
let
like
go
that.
because of no
Let's move on
payment
now
of
to
salaries.
The Punch. Senate presidency, PDP wants APC. Ndume tackles Oshomole. Let's pick a couple of more stories. Ekiti NURTW member to die by hanging for killing a colleague. Panic as court groups clash over Lagos Chief Olumegbon's death. And Jimobi cautions Oyo governor-elect against campaigner calumny. Let's talk about the major headline. Tokwe.
So, Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno South, said that the statement by the APC chairman, that Oshomole, having a meeting at Aso Rock and deciding who would become the next Senate president and Speaker of National Assembly shouldn't be done. He said that it runs against the Constitution. That how would you make such unitary decision without carrying everybody along? That
I thought it was a general meeting in Abuja.
No, it
for
wasn't a
this.
general meeting, because he said that he himself and another person, Senator Danjuma Agoje and Abdullahi Adamu, who also said they wanted to be involved in as Senate president, were not allowed. And this was something that happened in 2015, the last time, where you impose someone and the House gather within themselves and decide to be independent, so that you shouldn't impose on the legislature, and that it should be done within.
If they had picked Ndume, would he call it imposition?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is that what we read on Monday was that there was a meeting with all the legislators come together under one roof, and then they discuss or agree on who their consensus candidate would be for Senate president. So somebody now comes and say, oh, so yeah, somebody was imposed. So let's not just assume it was imposed. Unfortunately, that's all we can take.
Really?
That's all we can take of what we review right now. We have to move on very quickly because we have Access Bank in the building. They're celebrating Mother's Day, and they have some fantastic news for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have here in the studio the team manager, women banking for Access Bank, Ada Udechukwu, and also we have the coordinator for the W Academy, Fumbi Koka, to discuss their program, what their program is all about. Welcome to the show, ladies. Thank you. We've actually always known Diamond Bank as somewhat a feminine, friendly type bank, but now you're merging with Access Bank and the Diamond Bank merging together. How is this journey of corporate involvement in women affairs? How has that been in the last few years? What do you think? Do you think it's an important thing for corporate organizations to get involved in women development?
Yeah, actually, absolutely very important for corporate organizations to get involved in women's economic empowerment. Access Bank has been on the journey since 2006, and we're the first financial institution in the country, to actually have a gender lens on the market. So at that time, we worked with the IFC. They provided technical support as well as on-lending program, on-lending facilities for women in business.
Right.
So with that program called the Gender Empowerment Marketing, GEM at the time, we were able to finance and support budding entrepreneurs at that time. And we helped them, we transformed them from unknown names to household names. Some of the success stories are Health Plus, IO Furniture,
really?
Rough and Tumble.
Wow.
Yes, those are some of our success stories. And we have a lot more, that has happened after then. But in 8 years down the line, we realized that the women's market is not just a niche. It's actually really huge. It's about, from research, they say it's about the size of the, more than the size of the China economy. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So it's the new untapped market, and in 2013, we set to expand our women's market program to include a wider spectrum of women. So as opposed to just focusing on women in business, we then created value propositions for young professionals, women and family, and then refreshed what we had for women in business.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's been an awesome journey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing because I know I've been following Access Bank for a while now, and I know they have programs for women,
Yes.
women development, business, and all of that. How was it? How were you able to carry Diamond along since you're having a merger? And I know you guys are just finalizing the merger deal to carry them along in this plan.
Okay, well, good enough. The merger with Diamond Bank, like we always say, was a marriage made in heaven. So Diamond Bank already had a women's market program as well called Diamond Woman. Okay. So it was easy to integrate, right, what they have and what we have. So the W initiative just is like the mother brand now for whatever we were offering women, as well as what Diamond Bank, what Diamond Woman had to offer women. So there was no, it was easy peasy, to be quite frank.
Can you give us some details of these products you have that Access Bank is offering for women?
Okay, basically we have quite a number of products that we offer women, and they are segmented actually. So we have W and family, we have W professionals, and then we have the W in business, that's the women in business. So we have products bundled to meet the needs of all these segments.
Right.
Okay, so for instance, we have the W and family. One of our very good products that we really think all women should know about is the maternal health service support.
Wow,
NHSS.
tell us about that.
Yes. Okay, it's a bespoke financing product that assists women to access finance to meet their health needs. Okay, so we have women that are having issues with health issues generally in terms of fertility, fertility treatment, IVF treatment, and all that. So we have them not been able to finance this.
They're pretty expensive.
Yes, it's quite expensive.
Right.
So getting them to access this funds at a very discounted interest rate. Okay, maybe I can just mention the interest rate, 14%.
Right. And it's been that for 5 years.
Yes, it's been like that for 5 years.
Wow.
So Access Bank has...
So if you're having trouble having kids and you know IVF is an option for you, you can come to Access Bank. Let me let you jump in here.
No, but that means you'll be banking with Access Bank.
Of course,
Not necessarily at the time that you apply, but because we're going to finance you, eventually we have to put it in an Access Bank account. We have to put the funds in an Access Bank account. So that you bank with us or not, you can access it.
This is wonderful news, and I'm wondering if you get any recognition for what it is that you're already doing, and does it really mean anything for the bank to get this recognition?
Okay, so we've had quite a notable number of recognition. The Gender Leader of the Year award that was just announced, I think this week.
Yesterday actually.
At the Africa's CEOs Forum. Okay, so we just won that, and back to back we've been winning the CBN award for women. Good. So 2017 we had that, and then 2018 we had, and we're very sure that this year we're going to have it as well. With the support of our women. With the support of our women, and actually.
Particularly about women in agriculture, I know that you have a plan for them because we don't see a lot of women getting into agriculture. What's the funding like for them, for those who are interested in getting into agriculture?
For women in agriculture, at Access Bank, we actually have an agric desk specifically created to support that sector, right? So for a woman who comes with the needs, there's a whole value chain of agriculture, so it depends on where you're coming from. So if it's food processing, if it's the production itself, if it's exports, we have a platform that supports you irrespective of where you are, you know, in the ecosystem, even distribution. As a matter of fact, one of the products that we have, the W Power Loan, right, provides discounted financing for women in business to access funds, right, at a discounted interest rate to grow their business and expand. They can, for women in business who want to access up to 20 million naira, for instance, they can access that without collateral. Wow. Yes,
that's
all they need.
Good stuff.
All they need is just for a guarantor to sign off for them, demonstrating confidence in their business. Right. That's all.
Obiajulu, she's looking for a loan for her music business.
Please.
Find the conversation. Yes, ma'am.
So I have a question. We just recently celebrated International...
Am I blow now?
Please, we want you to blow, you know.
Please,
we have the Access Nolly funds, right, for entertainment, and we're expanding that. We're constantly re-engineering to support.
Why care for president?
So let's talk.
Yes. So we recently celebrated International Women's Day, and I know that your bank, celebrates women. And I think you did a dinner during that,
had a conference
for that. But so there's this talk about gender balance in the workplace. How do you ensure gender balance in the workplace without affecting, the quality of staff? Do you put a woman irrespective of what her credentials are?
The CEO is not a woman. It's not a woman.
Okay. However, our chairman is a woman.
Okay.
And interestingly, at Access Bank, we're not just about, we have a very robust program to support the female gender, right? So we have the W initiative for our customers, and then internally we have what we call the Access Women Network, which supports the female staff community of Access Bank. As a matter of fact, 41% of our workforce is constituted by women. 33% of the board members are women. Right.
Oh, wow.
And we do not, she asked the question, do you put a woman forward irrespective of her competence? No. In Access Bank, we actually, under the Access Women Network, provide capacity building, mentoring, exposure for women to grow and strengthen their competence. So I do not want to, we have sort of, not a bias, but we have a strong support system for women, especially as they go up the career. Wow. And I'll tell you, for example, we have a creche.
Oh!
Yes, in the workplace.
Nice.
Because,
working mother. I was going to ask you because I know that a lot of women, like Mariah, who has just had a baby, they don't want to leave their baby because in Nigeria is only 3 months.
Right.
Do you?
In Access Bank, it's 6 months.
Fantastic.
6 months.
6 months.
Did you just scream?
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, because
You know what? Can I apply it to your company?
Yeah, we all need to
Hope my CEO is not watching.
Let's talk behind the camera.
Cool.
Yeah, so in Access Bank, because we understand and from research, when women start off their career, at the base of the pyramid, it's almost 50-50, the spread, the distribution of male to female. But as they go up the ladder, because your responsibilities begin to expand, you begin to nurture a family, it thins out. So they drop off as they go higher up on the ladder. So what we do under the Access Women Network is to create policies, that also support women to grow. So we expose them to women who have done this thing, over and over again to support them. We have the creche, we have the 6 months maternity leave, we have the paternity leave as well. For 2 weeks.
Really? How long is the paternity leave?
5 days.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. This is 5 days.
So ours is 10 days.
It's 10 days.
Okay, it's all
you
good.
have to change the
We have to round up. Was there anything else you want to tell our audience and our viewers about what Access Bank is doing for women? Anything else you want to tell us about?
Okay, yes. So we have a robust program. For more information, you can check our W community. It's www.thewcommunity. Follow us on the social .thewcommunity.com. Right. Follow us on social media platforms. At the W Community is the handle for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Right.
In the next 3 years, over the course of the next 3 to 5 years, especially because we now have Diamond Woman with us, right? We're going to be unveiling a lot more programs that support women.
Wow, fantastic.
Right.
Fantastic.
So
thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm coming on.
We'll definitely, don't worry. We'll come. All of us come and meet you in Access Bank. Thank you so much, Shaja and Fumbi, for being here. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we're going to celebrate women because Sunday is Mothering Sunday for mothers for today.
Your church.
Oh, yes. Access Bank is coming around to churches and even mosques on Fridays. Include the mosque on Fridays.
All right.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So before we even go into this next segment, I have to welcome the first-timers amongst us. Welcome. Is anybody here worshiping us for the first time? No. Celebrating us for the first time. Whoa! Welcome to the show. We have to say, please, can you rise for recognition? Let us know that you came here.
We need a song. You are welcome.
Thank you. Please have a seat.
Sing a welcome song.
Yeah, we'll create a
Daniel was
welcome
supposed to give us a welcome song. He has not given us a welcome song. Hopefully, he'll give us a welcome song. And Nima joined us in the audience. Nima, welcome. So you'll be helping us coordinate our colleagues from the audience.
Grassroots.
Good. All right. So we have with us, commensurate the World Mother's Day, which is coming up on Sunday. We are going to be celebrating mothers and addressing issues related to motherhood. Joining us on this segment is a fantastic Nigerian film director, writer, producer, and a mother, Biodun Steele. Welcome to the show. So you can call us on 07080668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect, please, hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Now, today, we're going to be sharing each other's stories, all right? What you've been through, what we're going through, and how we can help mothers out there. So we're going to start in various phases. The first phase is when you recently get married and you're waiting on the Lord for a child, and it's always a difficult period for every mother. And you're a mother-in-law, you're a sister, and you know that this person is trying to understand these points of waiting. Who has ever been in that situation where they have to wait? Did you have to wait for it? No. You didn't have to wait. Who in the audience had to wait X amount of years before having the child? We'll come to you once you have that.
Nima has her own story.
Nima has her own story because that period, what was it like, and what kind of support did you need at the period? Nima and the person sitting next to you have that same story. Go ahead.
I would have loved her to go.
Yeah, let her go first.
Okay. So I waited for just 3 years. It wasn't that long. But, and yes, I had a bit of pressure from family members. It usually comes in the concerned state comments like, how are you? Did you miss your period? I just said that I should ask. And the next month again, the same person, did you miss your period again? And then next month, I don't even know, it's because of you. I would have taken a major decision. But because you don't have a child yet, so I can't make this major decision because I don't know if I'll be taking care of your child or I will be traveling. And so I just felt pressured.
Right.
And my mom, with due respect to her, she won't tell you like that. She'll be like, because you have not missed your period, I have some agbo somewhere that you should take. And that also contributed. And because my sisters never had to wait like I did, and I kept wondering what's wrong with me. I had 2 elder sisters. So, yeah, it happened. But I was quick to see the gynae, and I saw that I had PCOS, and it was treated on time.
Interesting. Also, madam, in your own case, how was your own experience?
Okay. My own case, I stayed for 4 years. My husband was my husband wasn't disturbed at all. My mother-in-law is such a fantastic woman. She didn't disturb me, but it was other women, co-wives. Chima's wife, why is their stomach still flat like this? What is going on? But each time I see my period, I keep crying, keep talking to God. I now told my friends advised me to go to teaching hospital in Port Harcourt because we were living there before we now relocated down Lagos. Then when I went to teaching, when I was going to teaching hospital, my husband advised me not to go because we are still young then. But I insisted. So when I went to teaching hospital, they said they would do this, they would do that, they would do the other one. So it was my turn to do HSG stuff. So I saw a woman that has already done it, very tall, huge woman. She was crying, help, help, help. And I now asked her, was it painful? She said, have you not given birth before? So it was my own turn to do my own. I refused to pull up my pants because I was asked to undress, but I had my pants with my apron on. So only for them to start doing the thing, I stood up from the bed. I ran away from teaching hospital. Right. They now said that I won't give birth unless I did that. I didn't do it and I gave birth.
That's fantastic. So these are, yes, Mariam.
Yes, what I was going to say is that what I find interesting in both these stories, unlike most Nollywood, all respect to you, stories we hear, you know, it will be a whole story of going to some, you know, babalawos or places like that, you know, and make it worse. Or a spirit will come and then the child will come. But then to hear real life stories of Nigerian women that you go to the hospital and then they diagnose that you have a problem. And from there, you know, things are treated. So it's good to know that.
My personal experience was a bit different. I got pregnant almost immediately after, like the next month after getting married. And I was so sick. So every neighbor knew that Tokwe was pregnant, but Tokwe had a miscarriage. And so everybody was looking at my stomach, and I knew they were looking at my stomach. It took one person, came to meet me and said, your stomach should be bigger by now. And I had to now tell her that, well, I lost the pregnancy. It was like, me too. I had 2 miscarriages, and I had to do IVF. And she was not talking. And I'm like, I just married. I'm like 4 months into marriage. This is my first pregnancy, and you know, so it was the expectation of everybody looking at my stomach like, anyway, you're tall, you should carry small.
One of the reasons why we're having this show is that we need to share our experiences, because a lot of people are going through these things and they think they're the only ones in the world going through it. So when you hear other women talk about what they're going through, it makes you understand that maybe you're not having it so bad. But now, let's come to you. When you're now pregnant, you now have the child. And everybody's happy for you. And there's this competition between Oga and baby. You are spending too much time. Did you go through where your husband felt that you're spending so much time on the baby that what happened to me? You have abandoned me. I'm no more important, because my own husband even had to relocate. In fact, he was like a stranger in his own house. I didn't even remember he existed.
That happened when I had my second child, and I think after he moved to another part of the house. And I think he had a reset when he tried to carry the baby after like 2 months, and the baby started crying. And the baby was legit afraid because
I don't know you.
I don't know you. And he moved back in and said, don't worry, I'll be here. I'll do all of that, yes.
Well, but as a mother, when you feel that kind of pressure, let me come to you, Virginie. When your husband is saying, you don't have time for me, what's all this nonsense? It's only the baby. How does that make you feel?
I felt bad at that point. My husband had to see a counselor because we dated for about 5 years and we were so together. We don't do anything apart from each other. Now a baby comes and then he touches me and I'm flinging his hand, I'm shouting, I'm screaming. And he's wondering, what has happened to my wife? Who has taken over my wife? So he started talking to people, asking them questions. I think somebody referred him to a counselor who told him that her hormones are changing. She's reacting. So you need to understand and give her time. I never knew in my life that I would get to a point where my husband would have to seek a counselor to solve that issue. So when I knew what was happening, when the counselor spoke to me, I now knew that I had to plan my time in such a way that I had to be conscious that, okay, even when he comes, as I'm holding the baby, I am
But it's not too much pressure on you as a mother. That's too much
job.
wahala.
But that's the job.
I understand in your own case, you did it. God bless you. But there are women out there that it's just so much pressure. I'm here, because my first child, it was new to me. It was a new baby. It's a new world.
Excitement.
The baby needed all the attention. And I had one guy just whining that, where's the food? Lunch is not ready. What happened? What's going on? It's only the baby in the house. In fact, we practically moved him to the guest room. Because there's diaper everywhere, there's wipes here, and he's wondering, what is going on in my house?
Find that balance.
My question is, must you find that balance?
You have to.
Can't he understand that this is a period for baby? Nima, I mean, let me come to the audience. Must we find the balance? Why must we always be the ones to find the balance?
We are the women.
Why can't the men just adjust and say, listen, okay, it's baby time. Let me go. You have something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, he has to find the balance. Okay, we didn't even understand what was happening. I was just a first-time mother, finally happy because 10 years to 3 years, the doctor said you get pregnant in 10 years, the condition that you have. But I got pregnant in 3 years and I was excited. So I forgot my husband totally, and I really don't care till now. So I still sleep with my children. And he had to adjust. That's the truth. He had to.
Now,
I do. I still love
something else.
So the one on the right, one on the left, and we're all cuddled together.
Oh, God.
That's why I love to sleep. So we had the talk. I didn't even see a counselor. I didn't know it was a problem until we saw a doctor who said it's called adjusting to motherhood. It's a first-time thing, and for me, I'm still very selfish.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue to talk on adjusting to motherhood and then train up children in this new world. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right. Thanks for staying with us. So we're still talking about balancing that relationship with the husband and with the child. And I know somebody in the audience had something to say. Let me come to, go ahead, please.
Yeah, for me, a day to my wedding, so my mom called me that like this issue will always happen. So she called me, she was like, when you have children, when you start having kids, so you have to balance it. So she taught me everything about it. So when my husband goes out, before he goes out, I have to take care of him, do whatever I have to do. He goes out. When he comes back again, I have to give him that attention. So my mommy has already told me everything about marriage.
God bless
We
you.
understand
So
that.
it was easier for
Yeah,
me.
clap, nice.
So it
Yes,
was
in the
easier for me
21st
to-
century, as much as I appreciate your mom's advice, in the 21st century, how feasible is that?
Yes, because for me, I had a personal, my own personal
When you come to
experience.
21st century.
When you're going, when you're working at a bank and you have to leave mainland early in the morning, go all the way to the island to work and come back. How is that? How realistic is that? Taking
My
care-
own was
you-
not even...
Sorry.
Baby crying to make breakfast. How do you do it? So you have to get up early and make breakfast, and you have a baby to bathe and get ready. So what exactly?
Exactly. Let me come to Mariam.
Okay, those ones are even serious issues. For me, it was just, I was not in that, that space, yes, to give someone, an adult, the attention. He's an adult, he can take care of himself. This is a child that I'm watching and he's breathing. My husband and I, while we were dating, we would go for drives every Sunday. It was good to go on those drives on Sundays because there's no traffic. We did that consistently, for as long as we dated. And when the baby came, one day he says to me, let's drive. I'm like, do you know we left the baby at home? I was like, there's nothing wrong. The way I saw him, he seemed like the devil to me. I could not believe that an adult would think that it was okay to leave a baby and just go for a drive. And that, to be honest, I think it sort of affected our relationship after a bit. Because even yesterday, we were talking about going somewhere, and he says, you want to carry your children everywhere anyway, so there's no need to ask you to go anywhere. Yeah.
That relationship.
Pregnancy was hell. It was...
All of them or just...
Except my baby, that one I had to, it was prayer for the baby. Every pregnancy, I am vomiting morning, afternoon, night, vomiting water, vomiting everything. It got to a point that my husband, you're newly married, less than 1 year in marriage, and my husband saw me, I would just lie down, he would go to work, come back, I'm still lying down there. He would be like, did you eat anything? Nothing. 4 days, I did not stand up from the bed, I was just there like this. He had to call my mom, I don't want this girl to die. I don't know what is going on, but it was just that bad. And I couldn't control it. But thankful for support system, because my mom understood that you might feel like vomiting and all of that, but drink water so that you have something to come out. Yeah. You just drink the water, and I'll drink it, then I'll vomit it. Yeah. Then you say, eat food, I'll vomit it. But it was a phase that my husband had to understand, because he didn't understand. It was a shift. He couldn't support, because he didn't have the capacity to deal with it. So he just shipped me to my parents' place. When I became stronger during my second trimester, I came back home.
Let's move on to serious issue of raising these kids, because it's 21st century. As mothers, part of the next phase is, okay, you've had the kids now. How do we ensure that we raise them accordingly to ensure that they are productive citizens in the future? What challenges have you had in raising your kids?
I mean, my daughter is 13 now. Wow. So the moment she turned 10, I told my husband the strategy was changing. She was no longer going to be my kid. She was going to be my friend. Right. It was important that we were friends, because, I mean, you can imagine my daughter told me, 11 years old, that, oh, we're just distant. Said, Mommy, somebody wrote me a love letter. My heart first sank. Then, and I was supposed to be like, oh, wow, fantastic. So what did you say? I couldn't be angry. Yeah. And she said, oh, I told him no. I said, so why did you say no? I just wanted to understand where her headspace was. I said, I'm not ready. I said, yes. You are not ready. I mean, when you are like 17, let us talk about this thing again. You're not ready. Right. But and it is difficult. Like in my house, we don't watch music channel, but my children know all the songs. We don't watch, so it is difficult. Sometimes we seize the phone, we check the WhatsApp. My husband will clone our phone. It is a lot of work. It is.
I think because I've been through all the phases, and I think. First of all, the first thing is be her friend, yes, but also be her parent. So I was her friend, but I was her parent. So you will guide them. Right. And if you guide them, they will be able to, and if they have any problems, they can come to you. Don't stop the music channels, because they will go and look for it outside.
Right, thank you.
And that's when you are making the biggest mistake, because when they start to do things outside of you, they don't fly good.
They do the singing around me, so I know that, they are listening. I think the reason I don't want to be tried for different reasons is the twerking and
Okay, let's go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk more on raising kids. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So how do we cope with raising kids, actually? Let me come to the audience. I know Nima has somebody there willing to say something. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I also have the same experience. My first son is 13, cute. He came back like last week and told me, Mommy, my friends in school said they want me to leave the school because all the girls are tilting to my side. I said, what happened?
Woo, he's a hottie.
I said, come, fine boy, what's happening?
Yeah.
Do you like the girls? He said, why now? I said, so what do you do with them? He said, just joke, I'm funny, you know, they like sitting around me. I said, but do you like any one of them? He said, Mommy, now? I said, yes. He said, no. I said, please, no, not now. Just exactly the way you told. You know, I told him, I said, there's no need for it now. Even when you're 18, you bring your friends, you know, I will check them and, you know, Mommy, not now.
Let's come to that. How do you manage, it's just teenagers. I mean, they say kissing scenes in Nollywood movies. I personally allow them to, I never used to allow them to watch the English movies. I used to only allow Yoruba movies, thinking that Yoruba movies had cultural values. Stories. They've started kissing in Yoruba movies.
Yes.
I was shocked when I was like, they're there, two American over this time. So how do you manage that scene where your kids are watching? Yes, go ahead.
Chocolate and I always have this conversation, I think because our boys are nearly the same age. And I always say, I do not know what to do with my children. I protect them a lot. What they watch, what they read, what they listen to, you know. But the thing is that they go out into the world. The other day when the car coming from church, and my son said those words that you don't want to hear. He says, what do those, you know, those F words? And yes, he said, what does it mean? Obviously, for him to have said it so openly in front of all of us in class, in the car, it meant he didn't know what it meant. So for me now, I'm thinking differently. It's not about protecting him again.
Yes.
It's about now It's about now allowing him to understand the world, but then I'll be the first teacher and giving him, you know, the best example.
I'll come to Bejilu. Go ahead, Judy. Go ahead. Let the babies cry. It's okay. Judy, go ahead, please.
We have mothers here.
We're mothers here. We come to the territory. Judy, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Yes,
go ahead, please.
Happy Mother's Day to you all. My wife is a mother. My mother is a mother. So I wish all of you Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much.
In the first place, I want to tell everybody there that your husband is your first baby.
Your first baby.
Yes.
Is your first
Can't hear you.
baby.
Thank you, sir.
You must first of all take care of him, because at the end of it all, the children will grow up and move away, and your husband remains with you.
Thank you, sir.
As long as you're also his first baby.
Yeah, secondly, I know about things that happens when a woman is not pregnant. There is pressure. I fall within that category. Mine was for 12 years.
Wow.
But I didn't. But I didn't give my family the chance to come in and say something. I distanced everybody, marry my wife, and eventually, by God's grace, we've gotten children. So,
God bless you.
Pressure might come. I know the pressure is not a pleasant something, but pray unto God, wait unto God.
Thank you very much, Chidi. How should we take care of other people's children in our custody? Yes. Okay. I'll come to you.
I think it's one of the most, it is difficult to even love your children equally. Talk more adding another. Because when you have, for instance, you have two kids, one is just the stellar child and one is a problem child, you tend to tend, you know. So having to, you know, adopt or add another one, it's really difficult. So kudos to those people who are doing it. So for me, I would not, I mean, because my mom died very early, so I lived with people. And I know, and I mean, I remember a particular case where we were all together in the living room and the father of the house came and he brought a lot of snacks. And all the children stood up and went to their father's room. I went downstairs, I cried my eyes out.
I don't do
you
that.
know, what I'm saying is that shaped me.
Right.
It shaped me, and I promised myself that I will not allow another person's child feel like this. Because, I mean, this is just one instance, so I cannot count different instances. But then, growing now, I have come to understand that there's no black and white, there's a lot of shades of gray. So that is their understanding. I can't blame them for that. However, what I would not condone is being wicked to another's child.
My brother has 4 younger kids, and I will never buy chocolates for one and not buy for the others. Yes. Everyone, and when they take, I say everybody share it equally. It is so important. I did it with my daughter and my nephew. He is 23 now. The 2 of them, I would not buy for my daughter and not buy for him. Right. It's always important to make them balance that thing.
So you guys know I have stepchildren, of course. And for me, when I came into the marriage, they were already teenagers, so grown. And my own approach was not to just come and
be a mother.
Yes, I knew that they have their mother is alive and takes care of them. But for me, what was important to me was that I have a good relationship with them, because I was looking to the future, that I want when I have my children, that they have a good relationship. And you know, praise be to God, I can tell you today, they take out time to come and see their younger siblings. And it has nothing to do with me. Yeah. You know, I give kudos to their father and also their mother, because the mother can say anything to them. And you know, they'll go that way. So the role of a stepmother is not always to come and discipline and put, you know, first be a friend, I think. And that is how I see it.
Scenario, so you see where I'm coming from. So a young wife, I had a friend whose sister had to take up a child. And when the child lived with her, she wake up in the morning, she just lie there. She doesn't want to do house chores. She was 12 when they brought her in. And my friend's auntie, sister would insist that go and do this and that. Once the mother-in-law visited, she said, I almost on you. You can't be sending her to sweep. So, you know, the moment the world starts to tell you how to raise that child, you will just leave that child to life. Yes. And then in the future, that child might in turn mislead your children, because it's the us in front, the one behind.
Take responsibility.
So how do people want you to love a child? I would, in my own case, I stood my ground and said, I don't know Moko. I'm not your mate. I'm 18 years older than you are. And I won't be tending to you. If I need someone to run an errand, you have to do it. If you don't want to stay
Thank you
away,
for taking us into the issue of in-laws and all that. We're going to talk about it when we come on the break, because as we've raised our kids now, and they've grown up, and they are getting married, and you are supposed to go and do a mugo. And you now see your beloved son loving another woman so much, the way her own husband is loving her. Imagine the mother now want to go.
I have a story.
So this is my lovely son. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I think Waike will tell us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
All right. So, talking about in-laws, family involvement in your marriage and all that, how was your experience like in the beginning?
I mean, my husband's family are witnesses. So there's they gave
Jehovah's Witness?
Yes. Oh. They gave their blessing, but they told us point blank, we will not be able to attend your wedding. Wow. You know, it was, of course, it was sad, but we have respected them. But I mean, coming into the marriage, I'm very lucky. I mean, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, they will call, is it okay to come and visit you people today? Wow. You know, we are around your area. Wow. You know, yes. Nice. So I am, as in, kudos to them. Please, round of applause, round of applause. So, you know, because one of my greatest fears was, this mother, and then because I'm an orphan, so who is gonna fight for me? You know? So I was very, very lucky.
Let me come to the audience. I know Nima has somebody concerning in-law issues. Go ahead, please.
For me, then I had a very good mother-in-law. She's late now. I got married at a very tender age. I used to have problem with my sister-in-laws then. When my mother-in-law would come in, she would tell them that, please, you people should go to your husband's houses. Let me face this girl. Don't treat her bad. Don't let her feel bad. She embraced me. She gave me a home. Fantastic. She made me feel relaxed.
Fantastic. That's
in fact, when she died, I felt it so much.
Who had a mother-in-law who had that? There was an issue of tension between you and him because no mother-in-law.
Master-in-law.
No mother-in-law.
That's what they call them
okay.
now.
Was it mother-in-law that had the tension with you and the husband? Let me let you initially.
So I had that. My mother-in-law is a fantastic woman. She's still alive.
You talk about her all the time.
Yes, I'm shining right now because she's my main support system. I can leave the kids with her, go for shooting, for movies, for weeks. and my kids are in good hands. So, but initially when I started coming to the house while I was dating my husband, she felt my husband was loving me too much and she had no space anymore in his heart. And she's a very vocal person. So she kept telling him that, you don't love anybody again in this house. He's only busy, 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 busy. And my husband had to keep telling her, Mommy, I still love you. And this girl still loves you. Don't worry. Your place as my mom is secure. Her place as my wife is secure. But another thing was, he had to make her understand that you cannot take the place of my wife. You are my mother. Your place is there. My wife has a space. And I think the woman just realized that, okay, I think I have to love this girl.
Motherinlaw, are you there? Now come to take some tweets.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead, please.
Morning. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like to say something about how the wife treats their husband. Now, please, I think I want to support Nima.
Oh. Wow.
Now, so what men should understand is that their wife are human too.
Yes.
They have blood running in their veins. So they should understand when they are weak, when they should be helped. And they should understand that as men, these days, we have women who also do what men are doing. They go to work, they face the work stress, they do several other things that men are doing too. You go out the same time, you do the same thing you've done, and you are expecting more from the women when they come back after the long.
Thank you, Daramala, for understanding, Jerry. God bless you. Let's take a few tweets, please.
Amak Bolaho says, Nima, I think saying women should treat their husbands as babies is just a euphemism for treating your husband as much as you take care of your hobbies too. The problem is most ladies transfer all the love to the children once kids start coming.
Okay. Ola Joseph Fowler says, never call your husband a baby. In caps, he writes that. I wonder why some women call their husband a baby. This is abnormal.
It is my child.
He is an adult. Call him by my dear or any other reasonable love name. Take care of the children first because they are the future. When you get old, you will depend on them
You have a tweet for us?
And he says that...
Okay,
he says that a man is not a baby, true, but BC didn't say he's a baby. She said he's your baby. I think she's looking at it from a particular angle.
Yes.
Antonio Mario says, truly, husbands are our first babies, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't focus on the children, else they will go astray.
Abe John says, attention automatically changes after delivery. Couples should understand this period and manage it.
All right, we are celebrating Mother's Day. We're celebrating each other, sharing our stories, knowing that we all have different experiences and somebody can learn from your experience. Let me let you have the last word on this. As a mother, what's your greatest achievement with your kids today?
I mean, just being alive to watch your children blossom and flourish, you know, and hitting all their milestone at the right time. I think, you know, it's amazing. Going home and there's somebody saying, I mean, 2 days ago I got home, I said, Mom, my daughter said, Mommy, long time. And I realized it's been a minute because I film so late, I come, they're asleep. When they're going, I'm not awake yet. So it's just amazing, you know. And
filming. What are you working on?
I must say, excuse me, I have been disenfranchised on this set, and I must say it, because I am the only person on this set who has been a mother, and I'm not a grandmother. I have been through all the stages. I have been disenfranchised. I have been through all the stages. I am at the stage now where I am watching my grandchild grow, and it's a wonder, because I was reading Bolaji's and this thing, and at that point I started to cry. Because I am at the stage where I am watching my grandchild, all I can do is spoil him. I want to be with him. It's a lovely phase, and I promise all of you, you will enjoy that phase.
What are you working on? Something you're working on?
Yes, I have a new film coming to cinema, April 5, Joba. It's a faith-based movie, and I'm really excited. And of course, it actually encapsulates all that we've talked about.
Fantastic. We have to thank our audience. Thank you so much for coming. We have to appreciate Power Horse and Duffel Foods. They sent us some gifts for our mothers in the building. So hopefully you go home with some lovely gifts. And we have cream slices. Give us a cake also. So we're going to have cake and celebrate today. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.